Yesterday we discussed about electric fields, various kind of electric fields, electric dipole moment, electric field strength at a point on the axial line of electric dipole, electric field strength at a point on the axial line of electric dipole. It is also one of the important 4-mark question from electrostatics. So, yesterday we derive an equation for the electric field strength at a point on the axial line. E axial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p r by r square minus a square whole square. If r is greater than a, it means if a is very small than r, then a can be neglected, then E axial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p r by r power 4. So, by cancelling r and r, E axial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. So, this is the expression for the electric field strength at a point on the axial line of electric dipole. In this section, we are going to derive an equation for the electric field strength at a point on the equatorial line of electric dipole. Electric field strength at a point on the equatorial line of electric dipole. What is meant by the equatorial line? What is meant by the equatorial line? Let us consider an electric dipole, that is plus q and minus q, which are separated by distance 2a and a. Let P be the point, let P be the point on its equatorial line. What is meant by the equatorial line? The line passing through center of the electric dipole, the line passing through center of electric dipole and perpendicular to its axis. The line passing through center of electric dipole and perpendicular to its axis is called equatorial line of electric dipole. Let P be the point on its equatorial line at a distance small r from its center. So, we want to calculate the electric field strength at point P. So, for that purpose, we have to consider a unit positive charge at point P. Let Q naught be the unit positive charge. We know like charges are repelled, unlike charges are attracted. The positive charge of an electric dipole repels the test charge and its direction away from the point. So, the electric field strength due to plus q at point P is E1. Similarly, minus q exerts some force on plus q naught and its direction is towards minus q, since unlike charges are attracted to each other. So, A and R. So, finally, the distance between Q and Q naught is root over R square plus A square. So, the test charge Q naught experienced by two electric fields E1 and E2, which are inclined some to each other, the resultant electric field is in the direction. Let E1 makes an angle theta with the resultant, E2 also makes an angle theta with the resultant. If E1 is resolved into two components in the resultant direction, E cos theta horizontal component, E sin theta is vertical component. Okay na? If E1 is the resultant electric field, it can be resolved into two components. One is E1 cos theta, another one is E1 sin theta. As the same way, if E2 is the resultant electric field due to minus Q, it is also resolved into two components. One is horizontal component E2 cos theta, another one is vertical component E2 sin theta. So, we have to calculate magnitude of E1 and E2. We know electric field strength E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. From the diagram, first of all calculate the electric field strength due to plus Q at point P. Let it be E1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by distance between two charges root over R square plus A square whole square. So, by cancelling square and root, the magnitude of E1 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square. Here we are calculating only magnitudes. Okay, na? Similarly, the electric field strength at point P due to minus Q, E2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square. So, from the above equations, E1 is magnitudely is equal to E2. Here we are calculate magnitudes only. That's why we cannot consider the signs of charges. Okay na? So, from the above equation E1 equal to E2. Now, here E1 is resolves into two components, E2 is resolves into two components. From the diagram, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta are directionally opposite, magnitudely equal. Since E1 is equal to E2, that's why the both components are cancelled to each other. Both components are. Then along this line, E1 cos theta, E2 cos theta acting in same direction. Then the resultant electric field strength acting in the direction. Then the resultant electric field strength ER is equal to E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta is the resultant electric field strength due to dipole. So, let it be E equatorial EEQ is equal to, since E1 is equal to E2, so E1 cos theta plus cos theta. In the case of, in the place of E2 we can substitute E1, and by taking the common, E equatorial is equal to E1 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus A square into 2 cos theta. So, here theta from the diagram E equatorial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus a square into 2 into cos theta from the right angle triangle, cos theta a by root over r square plus a square, a by root over r square plus a square. So, E equatorial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q into 2a, q into 2a by r square plus a square into r square plus a square whole power 1 by 2, r square plus a square into r square plus a square whole power 1 by 2. So, E equatorial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught p by r square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. Since electric dipole moment P is equal to Q into 2A. So, this is the expression for electric field strength at a point on the equatorial line of electric dipole. If R is greater than A, E equatorial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R cube. So, this is the expression for electric field strength at a point on the equatorial line of electric dipole. So, once again, what is meant by the equatorial line? Equatorial line is nothing but the line passing through center of electric dipole and perpendicular to its axis is called equatorial line. We want to calculate the electric field strength at a point on the equatorial line of electric dipole. Let us consider a point P on the equatorial line of electric dipole. Let Q naught be the test charge at point P. It is experienced by the force from two charges plus Q and minus Q. So, plus Q exerts some force on Q naught and also minus Q exerts some force on Q naught. We conclude that Q naught is experienced by two electric fields. One is due to the positive charge, another one is due to the negative charge. We know the direction of the electric field is always away from the positive charge and a tangent drawn at that point. What is the direction of electric field? The tangent drawn at that point. If you draw a tangent at point P, which gives the direction of electric field, and E2 towards the minus Q. So, here at point P, we have two electric fields having some inclination with each other. Then E1 is resolves into two components and also E2 resolves into two components. One is E cos theta, another one is E sin theta. We know electric field strength due to a point charge. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R square. Now, we are going to derive an equation for the electric field strength due to a dipole. This is the electric field strength due to an isolated charge, single charge. Now, we are going to derive the electric field strength due to dipole. Dipole is nothing but a pair of charges. So E1 is the electric field strength due to positive charge, E2 is the electric field strength due to negative charge. Here we are calculating only magnitudes, that's why we are not considering the positive or negative signs. So from the expression E1 is equal to E2. So E1 is magnitude E2, that's why E1 sin theta, E2 sin theta are cancelled each other, and the resultant electric field by adding E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta we obtained. So by substituting we get expression for the electric field strength on the equatorial line 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by r square plus a square whole power 3 by 2. If r is greater than a, E equatorial is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by r cube. So that is the expression for electric field strength on the equatorial line. We know expression for electric field strength on axial line 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2p by r cube. So from the above expression we can write E axial is equal to 2 into E equatorial. E axial is equal to 2 into E equatorial. So this is the very important question from electrostatics accordance with the intermediate public examinations. Okay. So our next topic is couple or torque acting on a electric dipole. Couple or torque acting on an electric dipole in a uniform electric field. We know in uniform electric field the lines of forces are straight and parallel to each other. In a uniform electric field the lines of forces are straight and parallel to each other. Let us consider an electric dipole of moment P. An electric dipole of moment P is placed in a uniform electric field of strength E, makes an angle theta with the direction of electric field. Let us consider an electric dipole of moment P is placed in a uniform electric field at an angle theta with the direction of electric field. Let it be plus q and minus q. We know electric field strength E is equal to F by q naught. Once if you place the electric field, if you place an electric dipole in a electric field, it experienced some force. The expression for the force F is equal to E into q naught. Here plus q acting upon by some force, that is F is equal to Eq in the direction of the field, and minus q also experienced some force F is equal to E into q naught opposite to the folds. So the dipole experienced by two forces in opposite direction. Then we conclude that when the body experienced by two forces in opposite direction constitute couple or torque. We know couple or torque is equal to one of the force into perpendicular distance between forces. Coupler torque is defined as it is the product of one of the force and perpendicular distance between two forces. So, tau is equal to one of the force F into let the perpendicular distance between the two forces A, C, B. The perpendicular distance between the two forces is AB. Consider, let it be equation 1. So, from the triangle ABC, from the triangle ABC, sin theta is equal to AB by AC. AB is equal to AC sin theta, equation 2. From equation 1 and 2, tau is equal to F into AB, AC sin theta. We know the expression for the force or force acting on a charge. F is equal to E into Q naught. From the diagram AC 2A sin theta. So, tau is equal to Q into 2A P, that is electric dipole moment, PE sin theta. So, in vector form, tau bar is equal to P bar cross E bar. So, this is the expression for coupler torque acting on a electric dipole in a uniform electric field. So, it is maximum when theta is equal to 90 degrees. It is minimum when theta equal to 0, or it is 0 when theta equal to 0. So, consider an electric dipole is placed in a uniform electric field. Dipole means one is positive charge, another one is negative charge. Both are experienced by the force with equal magnitude and directionally opposite. So, constitute a couple. Couple is nothing but a force into perpendicular distance between two forces. So, force F, the perpendicular distance between two forces AB. From the right angle triangle ABC, sin theta is equal to AB by AC. AB is equal to AC sin theta. So, tau is equal to F into AC sin theta. F from the diagram EQ 2A sin theta. We know electric dipole moment P is equal to Q into 2A. So, P is sin theta. In vector form, tau bar is equal to P bar cross E bar. It is maximum when theta equal to 90 degrees. It is 0 when theta equal to 0. Okay. This is about coupler torque acting on electric dipole. So, today's session is over. Tomorrow we discuss about Gauss law and importance.